like Christians are scared and want to take the easy way because it's easier for them to just believe that there's something that is all powerful that will protect them and love them no matter what. Hello, my name is Drew. This is my very first YouTube video. Kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, but I'm excited because I felt a calling to talk about this topic. This lesson from the Bible and this verse completely changed my life, and that's why I'm super excited to share it with you guys. Most of what I'm going to be quoting is from a book, and the author is Rick Villodas. I don't know how to say that. Changed my mindset on motivation, on worldly desires, temptations, discipline, all of the above. He does a really good job at helping explain what the narrow path is and the steps that you have to take when you're going down the narrow path. I want to tell everybody about it, so that's why I'm making this video. And by the way, just to get one little thing clear, this is not another podcast, I promise. So this is a 5-day book plan that is finished. In the beginning, it says that, and I quote, "We learn that what the world prizes, Jesus devalues, and what Jesus applauds, the world rejects." Meaning that modern world has been seduced into a vision of thinking that what makes someone happy and fulfillment and what a good life should means good money, minimal challenges, how much fun you have. But when reading the Bible and getting closer to Jesus, he basically teaches us that that's not what meaningful, fulfilled life looks like. He actually explains that the most fortunate people are the people that have been humbled by challenges and at their weakest and most suffering times have fell to the feet of Jesus and begged for him and begged for his help. In the book, it says that God doesn't despise comfortable people. He doesn't not want us to be comfortable. It's that he knows the benefit of spiritual disruption, that when he causes that in us, it only makes us stronger, only benefiting us in the long run when our spirit is disrupted. This whole teaching and lesson is based off of this one verse that is probably my top 10, top 5 favorite verses. And if you turn to Matthew chapter 7, it's verse 13. It's called "The Narrow and Wide Gates." So the verse says, "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only few find it." This verse right here and the narrow path that Jesus is talking about is getting to the core of what it means to be human with the gifts God gave us for free will. There's 2 paths, good, bad, easy, hard. God loved us so much, he gave us the choice of which path we want to take, what decisions we want to make here on earth. Who do you want to be? What path do you want to take? Do you want to take the easy way? Do you want to take the hard way? The narrow path is the road that is least taken because it demands so much from us. What you've probably discovered just dealing with life already, through your challenges and your ability to get through something that was so much work, but the payoff was so rewarding. You probably noticed now that things in life that matter the most never come easy, ever. The greater the demand, the deeper the payoff. And the greater the challenge, the more profound and rewarding your joy when you've beat and accomplished that challenge. So the paradox of Jesus's way and the way Jesus wants us to take that narrow path is that the more we die to ourselves and yield and be obedient to Jesus, the more we come alive, the more our spirits come alive, the more we step into who we're supposed to be and who Jesus wants us to be. The Sermon of the Mount, that is essentially the best TED Talk in the world, and Jesus is the one to do it. The greatest leaders, poets, teachers, leaders of history have been shaped by this message. So everyone from Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., any historical figure and speech, Jesus' sermon on that mountain outweighed it by millions. He outweighs it all. In the book, the author says, the sermon that Jesus is preaching to all of these people, that's not how we earn our salvation. That is how we demonstrate it. So for the people who have found Jesus and have a relationship with him, he's literally transformed them to resist the cultural norms. It's extremely hard being in a drunken, broken world, seeing all of these societal desires and norms that are supposedly like what makes you happy, for us to resist it. That's part of being in this narrow path that Jesus talks about. And Jesus is talking and teaching his Sermon on the Mountain to all of these people. These are the pages of his Sermon on the Mountain, basically inviting you into a whole different way of seeing, hearing, and being. And choosing this narrow path rather than the broad path, you are basically trusting that Jesus knows what's best for you and not yourself. On Isaiah chapter 55 verse 9, as the heavens are higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts than yours. This world will say follow your heart, but your heart can be so deceitful. I actually find it quite funny. I have non-believers will comment and say stuff like, I feel like Christians or followers of Christ are scared and want to take the easy way because they're scared of what will happen, like life after death. It's easier for them to just believe that there's something that is all-powerful that will protect them and love them no matter what. That's absolutely not true, because when you choose to follow Christ, you are choosing that narrow path. I think that they're taking the easy way out by choosing that broad path because it's easier to not follow Christ. It's easier to drink, and rather than resist when other people are drinking around you, it's easier to have sex before marriage. So all these societal norms that are all around you. For the people who go down this path, the narrow path, and resist from all of these temptations, are so strong. You are so strong. Being Christ-like is the hardest thing in the world. In fact, I actually do correlate the narrow path and the broad path as being the same as long-term and short-term gratification, because the narrow path, if you think about it, it's basically long-term gratification, and the broad path is short-term gratification, because the people who go down the broad path, they're choosing all these things that'll make them happy instantly, but the end of that road, it's sad and it's lonely and it's away from God, and they're not gonna like the end of that road. But the narrow path is the long-term gratification. You're saying no to all these things in the moment that are super hard to say no to, but long term, that's is really going to fulfill you, make you happy, the end result that you are striving to attain. There's light at the end of that path, and it's Jesus. Okay. Anyways, that's the end of my rant, and I hope that every single person attains this unattainable path that is super hard to achieve perfectly. Yeah, Jesus loves you, and thank you so much for listening to my rant. Okay, bye.